Hi, everyone. Welcome to Two Bald Guys Talking Safety. I'm Langdon Dement.
And I'm Julian Taylor.
And welcome to our podcast.
Hello, welcome to Two Bald Guys Talking Safety. Hey, Langdon, this is our anniversary podcast.
It's the anniversary special.
Anniversary special. So
happy anniversary, Jules.
And to you, buddy. Yeah, one whole year. We've had some ups, some downs. Big challenge today was your flickering light bulb, which you did mention about. Is the light bulb flickering and is it reflecting off my head? And I suppose as a classic bald guy, my response was, well, yeah, but there's lots of things reflecting off your head. So
it is this one above the left eye.
Yeah.
It's the one we think.
So for those watching on YouTube, you'll be able to see what Langdon's doing. For those of you listening to this, it's making absolutely no sense whatsoever. So what a year on, Langdon, and I suppose if we go back to the start, I'm just trying to remember, why on earth did we start this thing?
I think what's really good about this is what started and began as just a humorous little attempt at adding insight, then got more steam,
and
then became something more. I am disappointed that you were talking about the ups and downs. Wasn't aware of any downs today, but
it's just a phrase, isn't it? It's just a phrase. There are no downs. Working with you, Langdon, how could there be downs?
No offense, just questioning a little bit. But I think what started off was something fun for us to do, and I think it still is. Definitely enjoy it. But it really has progressed. And I've personally been amazed at the people that talk about how much they've listened to it and actually think about it from the context of, hey, I was waiting to hear what y'all were talking about, in whatever episode, and trying to take it back to something that I could apply to the workplace. And that's been pretty, because let's be honest, that was never the actual. I mean, it was a hopeful intention, but did we think it was going to happen?
As a break, Can I ask you? Try and ask you a question that's going to be very American. So, were you stoked when you first got asked that?
No, I got stoked.
You got stoked.
I got stoked.
Cool. Yeah, and I think, in seriousness, that's been one of the, I suppose, most rewarding things is people coming up and saying we've listened to it and we found it useful and it's good that people are talking about safety and getting that safety message out there. And I think that's been something it's been reaffirmed, hasn't it, by most of the guests that we've had on. We've had quite a number of guests on the podcast, and some of them podcasters themselves, and really saying that they're doing it to hopefully just try and get more conversation going around safety and about the future of safety.
Yeah, and I think that's spot on, because for me, when you really think about it, it's not the glamorous thing that many choose to talk about. It's not the big news of, Tiger Woods playing in the Masters or Tiger Woods won. It's not that. It's health and safety, but how we've been able to, I think when we listen to podcasts, hopefully it is to get enjoyment, to learn something, try to grow, whatever. So for me, I think that's been thinking about all the different topics we've had, thinking about the guests we've had and how many more we still have and how we're continuing to grow and in different realms. I think that's been pretty rewarding or advantageous, just to think about how people have shown an interest in wanting to even talk health and safety and get more involved in it. Even though let's be honest, it's not like it's a surprise or, under the weather. I mean, most organizations have to have it, but making it more of a listen, to me, that's been something that's been pretty nice.
It's been great. I love winding my kids up. I've got two daughters, and I love that they're sort of in their 20s now, but I do love saying to them that actually I'm an influencer now. You need to treat me with a little bit more respect. I'm an influencer, and They do kind of raise their eyebrows and roll their eyes a bit when I say it. But there is always that kickback of, it's health and safety, isn't it? And it's dull and it's boring. And I think hopefully we can make it not quite so dull and boring. And we've had some great guests on who've definitely made it not dull and boring. Yeah. I mean, we had James MacPherson on, who was the first person to cuss and swear on the podcast.
Multiple times. Yeah.
Great guy, very passionate. We nearly had to get the bleep machine out for James, but that was great. Good podcast.
Beep, beep, beep.
Yeah. Beep, beep. We've had an Olympic gold medalist on the podcast in the form of Mr. Ed Clancy. We talked so long to Ed that we had to actually split it into 2 episodes, which was great. And that was actually our first studio podcast as well, where we filmed it in person. Who else have we had on?
Brandon Witz.
Brandon, yeah.
He was good. Listening to his background, and that's the best thing, I think, is the
real world
wide array of people that we've had from different industries. I mean, yes, some are from the US, some from UK, from wherever, but just the background, the widespread that we've had has been, and then their journey into health and safety and why it matters. I think you see a common thread, but then you hear different aspects of it that really make it very, very interesting, honestly.
You definitely see a common thread, and the common thread is none of us set out to be health and safety professionals. I think that's the common thread, isn't it?
There's a few of us.
Yeah.
Who set that high achievement and reached it.
Yeah. We've had a policeman on. You remember the policeman?
Mm-hmm.
You're looking a bit confused here, but of course it's. I
remember.
It's the safety salesman himself, Mr. Simon Jones.
I knew he was a policeman, but I do remember.
He was a policeman.
And he was bald too.
Yeah. I think he was in denial, but he definitely was. Yeah, so he was a good addition. Somebody who definitely wasn't bald was Diane Chadwick Jones, but lots of great things to say. So if you've not listened to all these episodes, go back and take another look. And then Phillip Roberts, and the key thing I remember about Phillip Roberts, 2 L's in his name.
2 L's.
2 L's.
Not all of us
the same as
have
you.
2 L's.
Yeah.
I mean, I do. But
yeah. Well, you've got 3 L's because you got an L in Langdon as well, haven't you? So that makes it 3 L's.
That's true.
Yeah.
Good point.
So, just for those of you who aren't aware, Langdon's middle name is Phillip, and it's spelled with 2 L's. Yeah. So
for those of you that also weren't aware, my middle name is Langdon. My first name is Phillip. God, Jules.
Actually, yeah, but you swap it around. So yeah. You just try and confuse people. Yeah.
Happy anniversary.
Yeah. I'll get to know you a bit better over the years, hopefully. So.
But it has been good.
It's been a ride, and the thing that's again is great is just seeing the number of people who've subscribed. I mean, I was quite excited to get it past 2. And that was me and you. So it's great to see those numbers, and it's great. We did a live event in the UK earlier in the year, and a guy who was sat in the front row before we started talking to me, and he said, so he just looked at me and he went, so you're going to talk about camaraderie? Yeah. So,
yes.
Langdon's favorite word.
Be remiss to not talk about all the camaraderie that we've built over the last year.
Yeah. And then the next thing he said was, he says, are you going to talk about chocolate teapots? Yeah. Which I thought was great. So it actually proved he had listened to the pod. Yeah. And then the next thing was he said to me, because Langdon and we were together in the UK, he said, so you're going to take him golfing? So I thought, fellow golfer. So I said, you like golf? He said, no, it spoils a good walk. So that kind of caught me a bit by surprise. And I think it was the same event. Somebody came up afterwards and said, we listen to your pod and it's really useful. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then there was an event where you didn't manage to get there because
truly
because the travel plans failed. And that was the point. I got asked for my first selfie.
You did a selfie?
And you weren't there. I got asked for my first selfie. Yeah.
Oh. Well, I was on an airplane that didn't go anywhere. There's that,
So that's the other thing I tell my kids now. I get people asking me for selfies. I don't mention that it's only once, Yeah. So,
whatever it takes,
yeah. But it's been great, and the really exciting thing is it's just like we say, it's putting health and safety out there. It's getting people talking about it. It's great. And the other exciting thing is just we're always looking for guests. So we're always sort of looking at who else is out there and who else is doing stuff. And the really good thing is there are more and more people doing the same thing. So there are some really good podcasts out there that people are listening to and talking about safety. So it's great. And again, it's trying to get a different message, a different dialogue out there about it.
I think for sure. Because, when I really think about when in the wild, wild west heyday of podcasts, when first started it was it was a little bit of, it wasn't a joke. Let me choose my words correctly. It wasn't a joke, but it was and this was with a previous bald guy, but it never it never got serious. Let's be honest. It never made it. There's some funny stuff in there, but it didn't progress. He left, and then we took a sabbatical. Maybe that's the right word. And then we really came with, let's do this. And Jules got in, and since then, I think just thinking about the topics, the conversations we've had, the journey of it is amazing that, I think so many people have listened that we are able to really at least carry on the conversation of different avenues of health and safety and draw that interest. I'm pretty sure we're probably up for the iHeart podcast award or something in 2024. So, it's a big deal. Yeah. And I'm really proud to say how, that this fun thing has really progressed and that we're able to continue having these conversations with people.
Yeah. We might even start to do some swag. You never know.
Yeah. One day.
2 podcasts. Of course,
we talked about that like on episode 1. So
we did. Yeah. Yeah. I have failed. I do have to apologise though, mate, because I did try to buy you an anniversary present because I thought I'm renowned for forgetting my anniversaries. But I thought I've got to get Langdon an anniversary present. But I couldn't find a chocolate teapot anywhere.
Oh.
Is that first? We could have that first anniversary. They have gold, silver, and all those other ones, but first could be the chocolate teapot anniversary.
Hope you don't deliver it in the summertime. It will melt. It's hot here.
It will in Nashville. Yeah.
We hit 100
I've
degrees.
got to tell you, it's summertime here as well, Langdon, and it's grey and it's raining.
Oh, lovely. Lovely British summer.
So, anyway, happy anniversary, buddy.
Happy anniversary.
Good to see you. Long may this continue. We have some more exciting guests lined up. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Thank you for giving up your time to listen to us ramble on about various things. We have more exciting guests come in. So keep listening, and hopefully we can catch up at some of the safety shows and live events that we get to.
Yeah, and this is most likely only the beginning. So keep on joining. We will continue onward and upward.
I'll let you sign off in your normal way, buddy.
Happy anniversary. Stay safe and watch each other's back out there.
See you, everyone. Bye.
Hey, everyone. Really appreciate you tuning into this episode of 2 Bald Guys Talking Safety. Please follow and subscribe to wherever you stream your favorite podcast, or visit us at evotix.com.
And if you want to see how follically challenged we really are, come and check us out on YouTube. If you've got value from the podcast, please go to Apple Podcasts, and in the review section of this podcast, if you could leave us a review or a rating, that would be great.
And as always, everyone, while you're going about your days and about your normal lives, stay safe out there and watch each other's back.